Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Artemis here, and we are back with the SMITE A through Z, this time taking a look at Artemis, Goddess of the Hunt. Really fun ADC. Again, able to apply really great pressure and really put on quite a bit of damage just with her passive, increasing that auto attack damage to targets that are afflicted by crowd control, and having a decent amount of crowd control in her kit. But I think my favorite part is just with her boar. It's so good. You can really, if you're positioning right, and especially in like some of those tighter spaces in the jungle, you can get a full 5-man stun for 1.5 seconds, and it's not doing bad damage. Like, it's 450 plus 100% of your physical power. So it does great damage, and then you can follow it up with your root. It's fantastic, and I really like building into crit just to capitalize on that time that they are CC'd and just pump out some damage real quick, and it can be pretty gross. But yeah, that is going to be it for Artemis, though. Really fun ADC. I really enjoy her quite a bit. But we will get on there and see. Don't forget, hold on, we're good. We landed the plane. We don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff. Don't forget, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, all that kind of thing. And without any further ado, we will get into the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the A through Z, and we find ourselves on Artemis today. Friendly team is Pele, myself, Lancelot, Janus, and Cthulhu. Enemy team is Odin, Merlin, Izanami, Bastet, and Atlas. So we're going to go for some pretty standard stuff. We're going to go for a leather cowl. And then we're going to pick up this Transcendence and try and get that stacked pretty early. I'm going to be greedy, not pick up wards, and pick up some potions. And then I don't want to be picked up and thrown around by Atlas, so I'm going to pick a beads. Now, Artemis is pretty straightforward. We deal 15% increased basic attack damage to gods, and 30% damage to minions who are afflicted by crowd control. Speaking of crowd control, we have some with our kit. So our first ability we're going to pick up is Suppress the Insolent. It's going to be a circle ground target ability here. I don't know why I have... What? Hold on. Please hold. Go over there, bud. What are you doing? You're at the wrong camp. Okay. Alright. This could get real interesting. Ground target AoE. It's going to do some damage and it's going to slow for 2 seconds. So just like that. Okay. Janus is rotating back over to help Pele get the buff. So there we go. Nothing super crazy going on here. Now, the biggest thing with this ability is it actually has like a stupid long range. Like, it can actually really harass pretty safely and get some really safe poke, which is gonna be great because I hate laning against Izanami with a fiery passion. I think she's stupid. Little miss, oh, I can just auto attack the whole minion wave. Oh, wow. We do pick up those last hits and get level 2. Now we do pick up our second ability here, Vengeful Assault. This is going to be a sim for us. It's going to give ourselves a movement speed and auto attack speed increase. I'm going to get beads out of that. We do get some really good damage pressed into the Izanami, so that's great. Janus does pick up first blood. Unfortunately, Bastet shortly thereafter picks a kill up. We don't have a beads for this one, so we're just gonna have to try and walk out of this. He is doing a med cloak as well, so we're gonna be able to heal up pretty efficiently here. But again, second ability, auto attacks, or a stem. It's gonna give us auto attack speed, movement speed. It just kind of makes us better for a sec. So it's really good for just laying into a single target. So if... I don't think I was in that. I I am gonna have to disagree with you, sir. But if we find a target, like for example, if Cthulhu does manage to lock down someone with his root, then we can really lay into that single target damage. The third ability we're picking up is the Transgressor's Fate. These are going to be little trap abilities. So enemies can see these, but let's be honest, players don't pay attention. So if a god does run into our trap, they're going to be rooted and take some damage over time. Another really kind of underutilized aspect of this ability is actually following up with CC. So there's some stuff we can do later, or like if we can catch someone out of position and follow up with, for example, like a root from Cthulhu or like the root from Lancelot or something like that. Some very like telegraphed crowd control, then it can actually be super punishing. But again, I'm just gonna try and do this. He's gonna try and walk up to me, and I'm gonna juke to the side there. Unfortunately, Bastet is gonna jump in and is gonna take down Cthulhu. I'm just gonna try and get out so they're at least not picking up 2 kills. Get these minions while I can. And that's fine. Now, unfortunately, we might be losing our buff. I'll try and harass with what I can. At least annoy them with a little trap as they rotate back around. Do it, I dare you. Do it, I dare you. Do it, I dare you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What? Cheating. We do get picked up and thrown, but unfortunately we're like totally fine, really. We don't really get much damage off of that gank, but it's fine. Again, so we're just going to continue to play it safe, try and get these minions. I wasn't really in a spot where I could really react to the root on the Izanami there. If we could play back a little bit and be like, oh no, we're so weak. Pele does engage, but unfortunately they're just able to back off super efficiently. We can continue to poke and harass the Izanami and focus these minions down and get quite a bit. With this big minion wave, honestly, I'm just gonna ignore him and try and focus this tower with this massive minion wave, and we can get a ton of really good pressure. Cthulhu is taking a lot of tower shots. It is gonna be taken down. We do need to be careful, but with our minion wave starting to fall, I'm gonna go ahead and back off. But that was a ton of damage on that tower. That was a ton of damage. Atlas is backing off. Izanami's gonna probably be back here soon, yeah. And she is coming in. Now we do need to be careful. I'm gonna try and just run through my trap and encourage her to kind of run into that. But that was great. We do hit level 5, so we do pick up our ultimate ability, but we don't quite have much mana to really make use of it. Now, Cthulhu is back. Please don't kill my whole minion wave. We'll get those stacks real quick, because like I want that farm. But we do pick up our ult. It's going to be the Caledonian Boar. Now, this is really fun. It's kind of like a really good like area control ability. I'm just going to go ahead and CC immune out of that. I don't want any part of it. Pick up these kills on these minions, and then just kind of back up. But yeah, we kind of put the board down in an area, and he will go out and stun different targets. And as enemies continue to kind of press up in his little space, then he will continue to dash in and go for him. And at the end of this one, it's fully stacked. It's a 1.5 second stun. And when you're fighting, like, especially like in the jungle or something where it's a really, really tightly packed little corridor, it's such an impactful ultimate. I think it can really just be ridiculous. Atlas is pressing in. He does miss the stun on us. He is ulting though, so I'm just gonna kind of back off. Cthulhu is pressing up here. But again, I'm just going to try and focus these minions. We should have, I think, enough for Transcendence now, because we've been able to just farm for a year and a half. Yeah. So, like, he is pushing in pretty hard. Pele might be able to now rotate in, but unfortunately they didn't quite time that up well. So I don't think we're actually going to get a kill there, but yeah. Just kind of doof tower. But we do pick up this Transcendence, so this is going to be a pretty huge power increase by giving us some stacks, and as we get stacks, we receive mana, and then we will gain an additional percentage of our max mana as physical power. So we're going to go ahead and just take this farm since it's on the way. I'll go ahead and ping to him to let him know that it's there. And then while that minion wave is still pushed up pretty far, I'm not going to really bother trying to run up for it and just get my buff instead. No, there is someone here. So we want to take this and try and get out. Looks like it was maybe... I don't know who that was that took that. I don't know if it was Merlin, because I felt like he got back to lane really, really quickly. So I want to play a little careful because we didn't see who that jungle was. But we're going to just focus on getting those last hits. And I'm going to put a ward over here. Yep, there she is. I'm going to go ahead and throw out the boar. Unfortunately, though, I am just incredibly body blocked. And we are going to be taken down. Cthulhu does pick up a kill on the Bastet. He is continuing to go in. Pele is now on her way. If they can make something happen with the Zanami, that could be pretty huge. Pele's rotating in. I have 700 gold. I should actually spend that. I should be good. We're going to work on this Atalanta's bow. So this is going to... whenever we get a kill or an assist, it's going to give us a buff, which is going to increase our movement speed, increase our attack speed, and decrease the movement penalty for attacking. So it just kind of gives us a press the attack bonus for getting those kills to continue to try and press and get those kills. Now they are pressed back pretty hard, but Cthulhu is fighting by himself mostly. Now they are low, so that is something. We're gonna go ahead and get those hits on those minions. Okay. Now with this minion wave, we should be able to get this tower pretty easy. Because again, with a single target like that, with a tower that we can just kind of pop our stem and auto attack, it's pretty ridiculous how quickly we can burn that down. And then with our third ability here, we can just really kind of press into like a minion wave pretty well, because we can take out those backline archers pretty easily, and then kind of control the wave from there. Now we need to be careful. Cthulhu is a bit low, and we're pushed up pretty far. He's looking for that. I'm just going to say no and drop this tower, or this root, just to try and keep myself safe. Are they going for that? Yup. Izanami got caught by our root, so that's fine. I'm just gonna back off. We have a minute. We're gonna go ahead and take this Naga, just because it's pretty easy farm. Now we haven't really been able to contest much on that Harpy camp off to the side, which is a bit unfortunate, just because that can really put us ahead. But you know, enemy team's been doing just really good job of like keeping pace with us in lanes, so we haven't really gotten a chance to pressure that much. Now we do get that. Atlas is in mid, so we can afford to press up a little bit here. We'll take care of those back minions. continue to level up our stem. If Izanami decides to press up a little bit, we do have our ult to really be able to secure some damage on here. But my job is just to try and pressure this tower. Unfortunately, oh my gosh, this is bad. We did manage to get our ult off here, but they killed it really quickly. So that is something to note, is that our ult does have health. So they can just kind of burst it down like that. I was trying to at least throw out the stun to help Cthulhu. But unfortunately, with the 3 members there, we're going to be chased down pretty hard. Now, enemy team, our friendly team is starting to rotate up. Yeah, Jonas threw out the ult to try and help the enemy team rotate over. But they are fighting a 2v3. Pele is going in. Lancelot's starting to follow up and does pick up a kill. They actually also pick up a kill on the Bastet. That 2v3 actually turned out fantastic. What do I know? We'll go ahead and take that. Get that last hit. That's great. Now, again, I am going to push up a little more here. Oh, never mind. Throw that trap down, and I'm just gonna leave. Forget that. I don't want that minion wave. I don't want that tower, because it's not worth at this point. I'm just gonna go for this experience camp instead. Now, I don't feel like I'm playing super well. But Artemis is actually one of those characters I feel pretty comfortable with. I don't feel like I've been quite on the same page as this Cthulhu. He's been really, really aggressive, and I haven't quite seen the proof to back it up that we should be that aggressive right now. We are pushed up pretty far again, so I'm going to just try and ward here. And again, just control this minion wave as much as we can. Izanami does run on in. We're going to go ahead and throw another root down. Now, Merlin is on the flank. We're going to go ahead and throw our ult just to get the stun on those 3. Get our potions rolling, and then try and walk away from this. Throw another trap underneath us. Atlas. I'm sorry? He walked straight over that. We're going to go ahead and get the slow here. Get the movement speed buff. Throw our trap straight down underneath us. But we are going to be able to get out of this just fine. I kind of wanted those stacks, but, you know, it's all good. We're fine. Alright, so we're healing up pretty well. This Cthulhu is just running it down. And I just don't really want to be a part of that life. So I'm going to get my buff here. And we have a decent amount of money. Will help secure and get some experience here. And let's clear one more wave at least. Okay. Now we are pushed up pretty aggressively again. So that's something we need to be keeping in mind. But we can take these minions down pretty efficiently. We do have our Transcendence fully stacked, so that's great. That's giving us quite a big offensive boost. They are pretty occupied in mid here, so we might actually be able to take this tower pretty efficiently. That was the Janus snipe going through, and with that fight going on in middle lane, we are going to take this tier 2 structure for free. I don't think we run it down to a Phoenix, though. Not at this point in the game. Lancelot has been dueling Odin. It seems to be going well. Odin is very out of mana. But yeah, with some really good damage here, If we get... Our minion wave is very, very far behind us. We need to be careful about that. I'm going to try and throw some traps here. If we catch this Merlin out of position, we can really, really shut him down. Yeah, the Cthulhu... Yeah, I'm just going to get some tower pressure here while we can. Great kill from the Janus. And again, we're just going to try and take advantage of this tower pressure. Don't quite have enough to get the kill. We have a minion wave coming in a little bit, but they are backing off pretty well. Now this seems to be going a little poorly for Lancelot, but I think he's going to be able to get out. But we'll see if we can help pick up a kill here, because Odin seems to be pretty oblivious to all this, as well as the Bastet. So I'll keep hanging out behind her while she thinks she's flanking. And we're going to get the stun and get quite a bit of damage on that. We're going to turn on our auto attack stim and auto attack into the Odin, while Pele does pick up the kill on the Bastet. And then now that we have this minion wave, I'm just going to push this tower. And then pick up the kill on the Odin. And that's going to be surrender. Okay. Let's talk. Because we started really ramping up there. So I don't go crit on a lot of characters, but as you could probably get a hint at, I was starting to build into some crit items with Artemis there. And it's one of those, because of the increased auto attack damage that we have while they're crowd control, that just kind of helps make all of our crits hit harder in essence, because if we're auto attacking harder, our crits by very nature are going to be hitting harder. Also, great job by the friendly team. So we didn't really get to build into a ton, but items I would have built for is, again, that Atalanta's bow. We would have built a Wind Demon. We would have built eventually a Envenomous the Deathblade one, the big crit item, the glyph one. You know what I mean. And then final item is probably going to be something straightforward, like a kin size or something like that, just so we can kind of poke down these beefier members of the team. And percent damage on your auto attacks is just kind of always good. But yeah, that and then the starter item upgrade would have been the one where if we're by ourselves, we have more movement speed. If we're in a group, we have like extra power, because again, your power is still going to be increasing your auto attack damage. And that would have been just kind of the general gist of what we were doing. Pele started really popping off there and picking up a bunch of really good kills there. So yeah, it's a great job there. Really kind of shut down the enemy team towards the end. So again, really, really good job. Unfortunate that we kind of got a surrender there, but we've had quite a few, so I'm just going to have to take this game. Because it was at least pretty competitive early on. So again, didn't really get a chance to ramp up and do much damage here, but pretty similar situation with the Izanami. That's kind of the thing about carry, is that you just kind of hope you get ignored for the first 20 minutes, and so then you can scale up and then start doing damage. Unless you just get fed early, and then you get fed early, so... that's going to be it for Artemis. Unfortunately, getting that surrender, but again, we just started really playing really well together, and we were pushing just super hard that whole time. I don't necessarily agree with how much that Cthulhu wanted to push, but he was pushing. But that's going to be it for Artemis. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Ardeo, the bear goddess, and that should be really fun. She's just one of those, like, she's a guardian, but she can just be so aggressive. She's fantastic. But that's going to be it for this one. I will see you guys next time. Bye.